Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In an unprecedented escalation that has sent shockwaves across the globe, Russia has launched a precision strike on one of Israel's key airports, causing chaos and uncertainty in the heart of the nation. The attack comes amid rising tensions in the region and reports that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose attempted escape from the area was met with extraordinary obstacles, leaving both the Israeli government and citizens in a state of panic. Eyewitnesses at the airport describe scenes of sheer panic as explosions rocked the tarmac, sending plumes of black smoke into the sky and forcing planes to abort landings and takeoffs. Travelers were seen scrambling for cover, while emergency services raced against the clock to contain fires and evacuate passengers. Authorities have confirmed multiple casualties, though numbers remain fluid amid ongoing rescue operations. According to early reports, the strike was carried out using long-range precision missiles reportedly launched from Russian-controlled territory. Satellite imagery and surveillance footage released by independent analysts show significant damage to airport infrastructure, including runways, terminals, and hangars. This level of destruction has effectively grounded all flights, leaving Israel's primary international gateway inoperative. Adding to the drama, sources close to Netanyahu, who reveal that the Prime Minister was attempting to leave the country amid growing security threats. Intelligence officials had warned of potential escalations in the days leading up to the strike, yet the severity and timing of Russia's attack caught everyone off guard. Attempts to transport Netanyahu, who via helicopter and armored convoy, were reportedly disrupted by secondary strikes and intense anti-aircraft activity in the region surrounding the airport. This development marks one of the most audacious attacks against Israel in recent history. Analysts note that it not only challenges Israel's military preparedness, but also raises urgent questions about international security protocols and the balance of power in the Middle East. Global reactions have been swift. Leaders in the United States and European Union have condemned the attacks, calling for immediate restraint and the protection of civilian lives. The UN Security Council has convened an emergency session to discuss the implications of the strike, emphasizing the urgent need for diplomatic engagement to prevent further escalation. Meanwhile, regional powers, including Iran and Turkey, have remained tight-lipped, though intelligence channels indicate they are closely monitoring developments. Israeli defense forces have gone on high alert, mobilizing rapid response units and coordinating with air defense systems to prevent additional strikes. Local military analysts emphasize that the strike exposed vulnerabilities in Israel's defensive networks, highlighting the need for immediate reassessment of both domestic and international threat protocols. On the ground, the chaos at the airport has created a humanitarian crisis. Thousands of travelers are stranded, with families separated and flights indefinitely cancelled. Hospitals in nearby cities report an influx of casualties, many of whom are suffering from burns, shrapnel injuries, and shock. Emergency responders are working tirelessly, but the scale of the attack has strained resources to the limit. Netanyahu's attempted escape, which quickly became public knowledge through intelligence leaks and eyewitness accounts, has become a focal point of controversy. Critics argue that the Prime Minister's decision to remain in the area despite escalating threats reflects both courage and recklessness. Security experts, however, suggest that the chaotic nature of the evacuation underscores systemic lapses in Israel's contingency planning. The international media has described the scene as apocalyptic, with aerial footage showing massive fires, crumpled aircraft, and emergency vehicles navigating through debris-laden runways. Analysts are comparing the attack to historical incidents of strategic infrastructure targeting, noting that such strikes have the potential to destabilize both national governance and regional economies. Economic repercussions are already being felt. Israel's stock markets opened sharply lower following the news of the strike, with airlines and tourism sectors taking the heaviest hit. Investors are bracing for prolonged uncertainty, as the attack has disrupted international travel and trade, while energy markets react nervously to potential wider conflict in the Middle East. Adding another layer to the crisis, intelligence reports suggest that Russia's motivations may extend beyond mere regional influence. Some experts argue that the strike was designed to test Israel's response capabilities, sending a message to both NATO and regional adversaries. Others warn that this could be the beginning of a series of strategic operations aimed at reshaping geopolitical alignments in the Middle East. Within Israel, the attack has ignited political debate. Lawmakers are calling for emergency sessions to address national security failures, while citizens express fear and anger on social media, demanding answers about why critical infrastructure was left vulnerable. Civil defense measures have been ramped up across the country, with residents instructed to remain vigilant and adhere to safety protocols amid the ongoing threat of additional attacks. The strike has also exposed vulnerabilities in Israel's intelligence networks. Despite advanced surveillance and early warning systems, the precision and timing of the attack suggest that Russian forces had detailed knowledge of airport operations and security measures. Analysts are speculating about the sources of this intelligence, raising concerns about espionage and cyber vulnerabilities. International response has been a mix of condemnation and urgent diplomacy. The United States has pledged support to Israel, sending additional military assets to the region and offering intelligence assistance to assess the scope of the attack. NATO allies are monitoring developments closely, while UN mediators are calling for immediate talks to prevent the conflict from spiraling into a wider war. Meanwhile, Russia has remained largely silent, with official statements merely acknowledging targeted military operations without confirming the specifics of the airport strike. Analysts caution that this ambiguity could be intentional, aimed at creating confusion and limiting direct accountability while signaling strategic strength. Social media has played a pivotal role in disseminating real-time updates from the ground. Videos and photographs shared online show chaotic scenes inside the terminal. Luggage scattered across hallways, frightened travelers huddled in shelters, and emergency responders navigating flames and debris. These images have gone viral, drawing international attention and prompting humanitarian organizations to call for immediate relief efforts. The psychological impact on Israeli citizens cannot be understated. Panic, fear, and uncertainty are widespread, with many families reporting sleepless nights and heightened anxiety about potential follow-up strikes. Mental health professionals are warning that the crisis could have long-term societal effects, emphasizing the need for coordinated support systems to address trauma and fear among the population. As night falls, the airport remains a smoldering ruin. Recovery and rebuilding efforts are expected to take months, if not longer, given the extent of the damage. Military analysts predict that Israel will likely increase both offensive and defensive measures to prevent future attacks, potentially reshaping the regional military landscape. The incident has also sparked a wider debate about global security priorities. Experts argue that attacks on civilian infrastructure in conflict zones set dangerous precedents, blurring the lines between military targets and civilian safety. Calls for accountability, international sanctions, and stricter oversight of military operations are likely to dominate diplomatic discussions in the coming weeks. In the coming days, the focus will shift to both the immediate response and the long-term strategic implications. Israeli authorities are coordinating with international partners to secure alternative airports, establish evacuation protocols, and strengthen air defenses. Meanwhile, Russia's intentions and next moves will remain under intense scrutiny, as the world watches closely for signs of escalation or diplomacy. One thing is clear: the attack on Israel's airport is not just a tactical military operation, it is a geopolitical statement with far-reaching consequences. Netanyahu, whose failed escape underscores the vulnerability of even the most prepared nations in the face of sophisticated, modern warfare. The implications for regional stability, international alliances, and the safety of civilians are profound and far from resolved. As the story continues to develop, we will see the responses from the Israeli government, military, and international community shape the future trajectory of the conflict. The resilience of the people, the strength of leadership, and the capacity for diplomacy will all be tested in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you live updates, expert analysis, and on-the-ground reporting from Israel and the surrounding region. This is a story that will undoubtedly define international relations for years to come, and its impact will resonate far beyond the immediate crisis. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.